It was either the author of Gatsby or The Wasteland, Fitzgerald or Eliot, Eliot or Fitzgerald. One of them said, "The sign of a truly great intellect is the ability to hold two equal and opposing ideas in mind at the same time." And in a way, that serves as a perfect summary for Marinduque during Holy Week. Festive, yet solemn. Exhausting, yet calming. Brutal, yet spiritual. It's hard to find the appropriate tone for the province, because Marinduque seems to welcome duality. It thrives on contrast and embodies contradiction. Marinduque. What a complex, complicated place, yet also a simple one. Now if I could only remember which writer came up with that quotation. In baseball, they have a saying. It applies to a career minor league ball player who one day gets an opportunity to play in the majors. The expression they use is, getting called up to the show. And that's the process of transformation Marinduque undergoes during Holy Week. Once a year, the entire province gets called into the spotlight and has to rise to the occasion. They make their preparations. They produce week-long festivities, the highlight of which is the Mariones Festival. Then everybody steps back, holds their breath, and watches as chaos breaks out. Big time. It's a new year, a new Holy Week, a new set of expectations for the big show. Let's see how they do. Marinduque, it's your moment. Your time is now. We left Manila at the ungodly hour of 2 o'clock this morning because we're going to Marinduque to watch the Mariones Festival, and we had to get to Lucena to catch the ferry. So it takes 4 hours drive to get from Manila to Lucena. We're going to get on the ferry. It's going to take a couple of hours. Everybody's heading on there. There's no assigned seats, so it's going to be a madhouse. It's Holy Week. And I guess it's unusual. People tell me that it never rains on Holy Week, so I guess this is a first, because it's definitely raining on me. We'll see some Mariones, we'll see Roman centurions, we'll see people getting beheaded. It should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully the weather will clear up as the day goes on. We're in line now, see, and this is the way everything works in the Philippines. You can't avoid traffic, whether you're in the car or whether you're outside getting on the boat. So we'll find a nice, comfortable place in line and get a little wet. After a little pushing and shoving, we finally found some seats outside. Inside, it's like the most popular show on earth. It's standing room only. There's no way that you can fit in there. Outside is a little more spacious. There's a nice cool breeze. The only problem is, if it rains, we're dead. The one thought that does pass through my mind is, I don't know if you guys saw the movie Titanic, but too many people, not enough lifeboats. You know, I thought I was going to get upset with pushing and shoving and trying to grab a seat. But coming from New York, where I used to ride the subway, and coming from Boston, where I used to ride the T, it's not so bad. Actually, compared to rush hour, Midtown, like 42nd Street, this was very manageable. It wasn't too bad, especially considering it's Holy Week and everyone's trying to get to Marinduque. I don't see what the big deal is. And look at these spacious accommodations. You know, this is perfect. We can find a seat right by the outboard motor. That's pretty good. And there's a tire and a garbage can and some rope. It's beautiful. I don't know how much we paid for these tickets, but it definitely wasn't enough. Well, you can see our computer graphics department is hard at work. Behind me we've got this blue screen, and they've superimposed waves and water and clouds and stuff. Don't be fooled. That's just high-tech equipment. That's just gadgetry. It's to make me look like I'm actually on a boat. Actually, I'm in a studio. I'm nice. I'm dry. I'm warm. But, you know, that's the magic of Hollywood, right? Even the boat ride over is a nice analogy for this entire journey. You start out pushing and shoving, fighting for space like a steer in a herd of cattle. Then you end up in the wide open spaces of the ocean. No signs of civilization in sight, cruising by beautiful, uninhabited islands. In 2 hours, you go from an excess of humanity to undisturbed nature. You start to realize that in this world, things change in a hurry. And in case you're worried that you spent 10 hours heading in the wrong direction, there are helpful indications that let you know you're in the right place. This is Marinduque. This is Mariona's country, baby. The origin of the term Mariones is uncertain. Most people think it means mask or centurion. You know, I'm not a linguist, but I'd bet that's a pretty good guess. Once you're in town, there are centurions everywhere. Feels like a big party. Bands are playing, children are dancing in the street. Makes you want to join in. I have a couple of simple philosophies I live by. I figure you can't be a passive observer in life. You've got to have fun. You have to be willing to make a fool of yourself. If you can't act like an idiot when surrounded by grown men in centurion costumes who are wearing giant wooden heads as masks, then there ain't much hope for you. It's hard to properly convey the hectic pace of activity that swallows up this entire province. It feels like you're in one big relay race. You're always on the run, always sprinting to keep up, trying to make sure you don't miss anything. Here, see if you can get a feel for it. Take a look. We're in day 2 of our 5-day shoot here in Marinduque. Yesterday was Maundy, Thursday. Today is Good Friday. We're here watching the processions to go reenact the crucifixion of Christ. I got a parade festival behind me of people. It's very solemn. They're walking. There's a man playing the part of Christ, carrying the cross. Let me try to get out of the way. You can see everyone coming by. Everything's in full procession here. Everyone's jam-packed the streets. Everyone's moving. It's all going on. I'm in the middle of the activity. I'm going to try to get out of the way. I feel like, you know, a lot of stuff's happening right now, so let me step aside. We're very fortunate here. We're able to grab a couple of the centurions.